Hi students, today we are going to learn about the chapter 3, understanding quadrilaterals. Before that we will have some recall about some shapes. The simple closed curve will be like this shapes, and closed curve, not simple, and simple curve but not closed. It is not closed, you can see it is open, not simple curve. This is not at all a simple curve, right? And some polygons, we learned the curve that are polygons, curve that are not polygons. You can see polygon means entire thing will be made up of the line, right? Here the curve you can see it is full of the line and it's a polygon. But here you can see curve that are not polygon, since it is not in the simple curve forms. It like opened here and it have many faces, right? Here you can see only the one faces, only one interior surface are there, but here one and another more is outside goes there, and here 1 2 3 three things are there. Next, classification of polygons. So we classify the polygon based on the number of sides, or the sides can be even called as an vertices. And the vertices means the point where the two lines meet. This is called a vertices, or this line, straight line, we call it as a sides. So with that we can classify the polygon. If there is a 3 sides, we will call it as a triangle. If it is the 4, then it's a quadrilateral. 5 is a pentagon. 6 hexagon. 7 heptagon. 8 octagon. 9 nonagon. 10 decagon. If we have a n number of sides, we can call it as a n-gon. You can see that 3 means tri, 4 means quad, 5 is a pent, 6 is a hexa, 7 is hepta, 8 is octa, and 9 is nona, and 10 is deca. The next topic which we already know is the diagonals. A diagonal is a line segment connecting a two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon. Let me take this polygon. The line segment, we have to connect from the vertices to the non-consecutive vertices. The consecutive vertices, these two are the consecutive vertices. So let me connect. This is only the vertices which is not consecutive. So let me connect it. Then this connecting dotted lines is the diagonal. So let me choose for this vertices. These two are the consecutive vertices. So this is only the non-consecutive. So let me connect these vertices. And these dotted lines are the diagonal. Let me try for this. Let me choose this vertices. These two are the consecutive. Then we want to join these two vertices, which is a non-consecutive, right? And same. Let me choose this vertices. These two are the consecutive. So we want to join these two non-consecutive to this vertices, right? And for this, these two are the consecutive. This already we joined. One more we can join to this. And for this already joined, and for this vertices is also already joined. So these dotted lines are the diagonals. And for this figure you will be getting an interesting result. So for this, these two are the consecutive and this is not a consecutive. So let me draw a diagonal to this, and let me choose this point. These two vertices are the consecutive and this is not a consecutive. So let me join these two points. So we obtained a diagonal which is not an interior, which is not inside the faces, it's outside, right? So that's what different here. So what we can conclude from this, that we'll see in the next. Convex and concave polygon. Yes, this convex and concave polygon which depends on the diagonals, what we can do. Just observe this picture, convex polygon, and it is a concave polygon. What you can observe, just to try with a previous diagonals concept, then you will get a wonderful idea. You can be seeing here, for if you draw a diagonal for this figure, all the diagonals is interior. This figure is also all the diagonals are interior. Here is also interior, right? So the convex polygon have the diagonal only at the interior. And what about the concave polygon? It is given as a concave. We can able to draw a diagonal at outside exterior of the figure, right? Yes, that's the difference. Then the concave polygon can draw a diagonal at the exterior where convex is not possible. You can check that. Convex, no diagonal in exterior. Exterior, we cannot draw any diagonals. But concave, diagonals in exterior. If the figure is possible to draw a diagonal in exterior, then it is a concave. So here we go for the next topic, which we know already, regular and irregular polygons. So regular polygons we know it will be equal. Polygon, it mentioned about the sides, so the sides will be equal. If the sides are equal, sure, the angle also will be equal. These two pictures these two figures shows the example for regular polygon, and this line shows that sides are equal. If drawing any figure, and if these two sides are same, you can represent a one cross line for this both, and you can see this both are same in length. So just it's a regular polygon, so all the sides are same. So I just draw one line over it, and it shows that all the sides are same, and the as well as angle also same. So one small curve and only one curve, right? The same here, right? The three angles are equal and three sides are equal. So actually this figure is called as an equilateral triangle, right? So it shows that even equilateral triangle can be called as a regular triangle. Three sides polygon, we call it as a triangle, right? And all three sides are equal, we will say it as a regular. So it is a regular triangle or equilateral triangle. We can call it in the both the way. Next is irregular, means here I shown a few examples whether these two sides are equal but not other sides. So it is not a irregular. Regular means all the sides should be equal. Here also you can see like an opposite sides. The two lines are given because these two sides are equal, and single line what I give, single cross I given is that sides are all equal. This 1, 2, 3, 4. These four sides are equal, but these sides are not equal. The same way the angle 1, 2, 3, 4 angles are equal, but these opposite angles are not equal. So I showed in the double curve. Can you see that double curve? So double curve means where this angle and this angle are different. If single curve is all the angles are equal, and double curve is this different from the single curve, but these two double curves are same. But it's a irregular polygon since every sides are not equal. Clear? So next we will go for an angle sum property, which we learnt already, and here I gave some pattern. Let me observe the pattern. We will get one beautiful result. See, figure, sides and angle sum is given. The figure is a triangle, and the triangle has three sides, and angle sum properties, angle sum of the triangle is 180, which we learnt already and we proved in the previous class, 7th standard, right? So let me go for the next figure. It is a quadrilateral. It has a 4 side, but the quadrilateral can be splitted into the two triangle, right? Triangle 1, triangle 2. So it's a 2 into 180 degree, right? So next we have the pentagon. So now we are going to split this pentagon into a triangle. So let me draw this dotted line. So here in the top we get one triangle, and if we connect these 2 points, we will get a 2 triangle. 1, 2, 3. So 3 into 180, right? It contains of 5 sides but 3 triangles, so 3 into 180. So next is a 6 side. It's a hexagon. So the 6 side, let me split into the triangle 1, and the bottom 2, 1 and 2. This we can split like across 3 and 4. So it is a 4 into 180. You can observe the beautiful pattern that three-sided figure have 180, 4-sided figure have 2 into 180, 5-sided figure have 3 into 180, 6-sided figure have 4 into 180. What you observed, just look at the sides, number of sides, and what we have multiplied with 180. Here nothing is multiple, so let me consider this as 1. So 3, it's a 1. 4, it's a 2. 5, it's a 3. 6, it's a 4. You can observe that the number of side and the what multiple with 180 is less than 2, right? 4 less than 2 is 2 into 180. 5 less than 2 is 3, 3 into 180. 6 less than 2 is 4, 4 into 180, right? So what are the figures? If we given the figure with an n number of sides, we can say that n means how many sides? 1000 sides are given. 1000 minus 2 is 998. So 998 into 180. That will be the angle sum property. Angle of the figure, the total angle of the figure inside the figure, right? You can see inside, if you add these things, so 180. If we add this 4, it is 2 into 180. If we add this 5, it will be a 3 into 180. If we add this 6, it will be a 6 into 180. Clear? So here, what you can say about the angle sum of a convex polygon with number of sides. Number of sides is given. 7 is given. So 7 is means we have to just less than 2 is a 5, and it will be a 5 into 180, right? And 8 means less than 2 is 6 into 180. 10 means less than 2 is 8 into 180, right? And what about n? For the n, we can say it as n minus 2, right? N can be any number of sides considered given in the variable. So n minus 2 into 180. So this is like in a general form for any sides. This we can apply. If it is a 3 side, 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 into 180. If it is the 8 side, you can apply here. N is the 8, 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 into 180. Well, that is what we got here. Clear that? So with the help of this, we are going to solve the following problems. Find the angle measure x in the following figure. So we have to measure this angle x here. So how many shapes, how many sides are here? 4 sides, right? So the shape is called as quadrilateral. So what is the angle sum of the quadrilateral? If you even forgot, it's not a problem, but we can remember using the patterns that we have seen. If it is the 4 side less than 2, 4 less than 2 is a 2, 2 into 180, which is a 360, right? So the sum of totally 4 angles, right? 4 angles of the shape is a quadrilateral. So which is equal to what? It's a 4, so it's a 2 into 180, which we call it as a 360 degree. Okay, so actually it's given the 4 angle, right? If we add this 4 angle only, we will get a 2 into 180. So we are going to add here a 50 degree plus 130 degree plus 120 degree plus x. We are adding this 4. So it will be, we will getting a 2 into 180 is a 360 degree, right? You can remember even the sum of angles of measures in the quadrilateral is a 360. Directly also you can remember. So if we add this 50 plus 130 plus 120 is a 200, right? 200 degree plus x is equal to 360. If we brought a 200 this side, it will become a subtraction. So x is equal to 360 degree minus 200 degree, and so x, it will be a 160 degree, right? So the value of x is a 160 degree. So here we can have the figure. So what is the figure shape? It is 1 2 3 4 5. 5 is there, right? So here also we have to find the value of x. With the 5 sides are there, we can find the angle sum property, just 3 into 180, and it is given 30 degree, and these 2x we have to find. It means the both are same, but we need angle of interior here, right? We need angle interior here. What will be these both angles? This is 70 degree. It's a straight line, right? Line a linear pair. It's a linear pair. So let me call it as an A, B, C, D, and E, right? So what is the angle of ADEDC? So angle of EDC is equal to 180 degree minus 70, right? So this is a straight line. So total angle is 180 and this is 70. So this is a, if we subtract 70, we will get a here angle of EDC. Angle of EDC is nothing, it's a 180 minus 70, which is 110 degree. The same for here, BCD. We need to find this angle, then only we can find the x. So angle BCD is equal to, this is also straight line subtracted by the 160. So 180 degree minus 60 degree, we will get a 120 degree. So this is a 110 degree and this is 120 degree. Now we can find, right, by the sum of measures and the, how many sides are there? 1 2 3 4 5 5-sided figures, right? Sum of measure of the, oh, it's a 5, sorry, 5 angles of a 5-sided figure is called as pentagon. Pentagon is equal to, it's a 5, so it is a 3 into 180, right? So let me all add all these things. 30 degree plus x plus x plus x plus 110 plus 120, 110 plus 120, which is equal to 3 into 180. 3 into 180 is a 540, right? So next x plus x will become a 2x plus 30 plus 110 plus 120, 200, 230 and 260, right? 260 is equal to 540 degree. So 2x is equal to, we'll subtract here. If 540 is subtracted to the 260, it will become a 280, right? Yes, 280. So 2x is equal to 280. I skipped that step, the minus step, but directly I written the answer 540 minus 260. So x is equal to, this will become division, so 280 divided by 2, and if you divide, the x value will become 140 degree. So the angle of both axes each is 140 degree. So here we go for the next problem. Find x plus y plus z. You can see x is also exterior, z is also exterior, y is also exterior, but you can see this is in the linear pair, right? So linear pair means total 180. If you need a x means 180 minus 90, you will be getting a x. So angle of x is equal to 180 degree. It's a given variable, right? So variable x is equal to 180 degree minus 90, so x is equal to 90 degree, right? The same way for z also we can find. So z is equal to 180 degree minus 30 degree, so that z is equal to 150 degree, right? What about a y? How we can find a y? So y we can find in the two way. Either you can find the angle this, because interior angle sum properties of triangle is 180. Using that we can find this angle, or else another is the exterior angle is equal to sum of opposite interior angle. Do you remember that? Because the exterior angle is of triangle is sum of opposite interior angle. So for the y, we can add the opposite interior angle. So in the interior, these two are the opposite, right? This is the adjacent, so these two are opposite. So y is equal to 90 degree plus 30 degree. So where y is equal to 120 degree, right? But our question is to find the x plus y plus z. So x plus y plus z is equal to, x is a 90 degree plus y is 120 degree plus z is 150 degree. So we will get 190, 190, 103, 200, 360 degree. So the total angle is 360 degree. Clear? Thank you.